Hi everyone, I thought I would film a little video today for YouTube. I've been filming, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I've been filming a lot of my sort of like planner updates and flips over on Instagram, but IGTV only lets you post 15 minutes if you're posting within the app. And sometimes I just think the format, the portrait format, isn't best for planners. So I thought I would also film you a couple of videos for YouTube. And I thought I want to start off by just giving you a rundown of my current planner system, how I'm currently planning. And it incorporates like my everyday carry, a bit of memory planning and some journaling. And this system's been working for me pretty well for most of this year. So I incorporated this sort of midway through the year. But yeah, it's been working quite well for a few months now, and I'm hoping to do another video on how I'm going to change this for 2021. So this is obviously 2020, and next year I am going to switch things up a little bit. So I will start with actually, I'm going to start with my actual everyday carry. I'll move these over to the side. So this is my everyday carry. I'm not going to do a full flip in this video because I will do a separate video with a full flip on it. But this is a Gillio A6 Compagna, and I've been in A6 for, I think 2 years now. Oh, it was maybe a bit longer. I can't quite remember. But the first A6, what I got into A6 because I was using personal. I was using a Filofax original. It was this one actually, this duck egg Filofax original, which is beautiful. But I wanted to try A6 paper, and you can, if you're interested in A6 and you don't have an A6 binder and you don't want to invest in one, because there aren't really any cheap options out there. You can actually put A6 paper in a personal rings planner, and the only thing to bear in mind is do not punch anything that you want to then transfer into an actual A6, because the ring spacing is different but the actual paper sizing is the same. Let me grab, see if I've got a spare piece of A6 paper to show you. So this is a piece of Hobonichi, which I will show you why I have pieces of Hobonichi paper in a moment. But as you can see, it does actually fit in the personal rings. You just have to punch it slightly differently. So the holes will be in a different place to where they would be in an actual A6. But if you want to give A6 a try, and you've got a personal, you can actually put A6 paper into a personal. So I was using this, and then I got my first ever A6 binder, which was a Pell Studio waxed pink A6, and I used that for quite a few months. And then I also got an Aurastell and a Mulberry, and they are all again true A6. And then I finally treated myself to a Gillio in the summer of this year, and it's beautiful. It's in their rust poker leather, which means it's their calf leather. Rust is the colour. It's just beautiful. It's got so much character. I like that Gillio don't neutralise their leathers, so they don't make them so that they're all exactly the same. They like character on their leathers. They like it to show that it has come from an animal, and I do think that companies that sort of like skim the leather to take away the character, it sort of takes away the character of that animal. It takes away that animal's story. So I do really like that Gillio don't do that. So in here, this is my everyday carry. Everything goes in here. This is basically like anything that I need for to-do lists, for my business, for work, for my schedule, all goes in here. My tracking and everything, it is all in here. So I basically have like an inbox section where my to-do lists go, and this is sort of like major things that need doing. I don't tend to put like small things in here. Those tend to go on my daily pages, things that can be done the same day. I have my schedule section where I have a yearly, a monthly and a weekly layout, and then I also have daily pages, and this is why I've got those Hobonichi papers in here, because what I've been doing for my daily pages is just cutting out These are from a 2019 Hobonichi actually, that I didn't actually use all of. So what I've been doing is I've just been cutting out the pages, trimming them down, punching them, and using them for my dailies. And then in here I've got a shop section, a work section, a home section, where I keep things like finances and tracking for my home, like cleaning tracking and things like that. So and then bits about Bert and things are all in here. And then I have a health section where I track things like my weight and fitness and everything. But I will go into this and do a full flip for this channel as well. So that's like my everyday carry. This, I often say, like, if I lost this, I don't quite know what I would do, because this has got everything that I need to do in it. And if I don't have this, then I end up writing things on little scraps of paper, losing them, getting really lost, and I just end up losing track of what I'm supposed to be doing. So this keeps everything together for me. And I suppose that's my only real planner. It's the place that I actually plan what I'm doing. Next up is my memory planner. So I've been using the Hobonichi Techo this year for my memory planner. It's the little A6 size, and it's really compact. I've enjoyed using it, but I did find that there wasn't enough space, which is why I'm changing it for next year. So in here I have a little pencil board, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big pencil board kind of person. I'm just sort of, it's just in there. And the Hobonichi has it has like a yearly overview. Then it has these monthly like forward planning pages, and in here I've just been recording what my work hours were. I just find that an easy place to keep note of my work hours, whether I've worked extra or not. Then in the actual monthly view like this, what I've been doing is I've been writing down a main memory for each day. And then we get into the daily pages. So each month in the Hobonichi, there is this sort of like month page at the beginning. And what I've been doing is I've been using these for collections. So in January, I did the books read for this year. In February, I did the films watched, and so on and so forth. I've just got a different one at the beginning of each month, like TV. Where I've run out of room, I've then made a part 2. So I've got like films part 2, and those just basically are a way for me to keep track of things that I might want to remember in the future. And then for the daily pages, what I've been doing is I've been writing down the meal that we had up at the top here. And then just making note of things that we did for the day, like if I had a bad back, if I read a book, if I did some baking, whether I walked the hill at work so that I knew that I was getting my fitness in, and then, you know, making notes of bits and bobs, things that I did. As the year has gone on, I've sort of I've actually started incorporating a little bit more. So I realised that I didn't have a way of keeping track of the things that I did for work, because basically my daily pages in my everyday carry, I throw them away after, you know, the end of the month. After I've transferred the information over to here, I just throw them away. I don't keep them. So I wanted to keep a track of what I was what I was doing at work during the day. So what I started doing was, where I mark off work and put out the time for work, I've been marking down what things I actually did. And then I do use stickers. I use a variety of different sticker shops, and it's a nice way for me to keep track of what I've done. And I do this as I do this, it's a memory planner, so I don't do this as I go. I every week or so, sometimes it's a couple of weeks, I just go through all my daily pages and I transfer them into here. And then at the end of the year, I will keep this so that I've got a record of what I did. And yeah, and then right at the back, there are some notes pages. And in here, I've transferred some of my trackers that I have in my everyday carry. I've transferred the information so that I've got it for the future. So I have my measurements, my steps, my move calories, and my weight tracker. I haven't put other bits in here yet. I have got some ideas to also transfer over, like my cleaning tracker and things, just so that I've got them for the future. But yeah, so that's sort of my memory planner. And as you can see from the daily pages, there isn't a lot of room for me to journal and things. So this year I have also had this little guy, which this is actually technically my travel journal. I use this when I am on holiday to journal our adventures. And it's a Chic, Sparrow, Mr. Darcy and Buttered Rum, which they don't actually do. I don't think they do this leather anymore. Well, they certainly, if they do it, they don't call it Mr. Darcy Buttered Rum. I think it's called Austin now or something. But this basically was my travel journal. And then in 2020, because we didn't travel anywhere, basically what happened with our plans this year is we were supposed to travel to Florida on the day that Trump decided that people from the UK weren't allowed entry because of coronavirus. And obviously for like the few days before that, we'd been like hoping that they would cancel it, because obviously I'm at risk. I'm clinically vulnerable because of my asthma. So I didn't really want to be travelling to a country that, especially when we were seeing that Florida was one of the worst hit areas in the US. So I didn't really want to be travelling. So we were sort of waiting for it to be cancelled. And thankfully, one of the few things that I agree with Trump doing was he stopped us entering the country. But one of the things that was a knock-on of that is I had a little journal that was made by my friend Michaela at Blue Sticky. In fact, let me just grab it so I can show you. Here we go, guys. So this is made by, these little notebooks are handmade by my friend Michaela at Blue Sticky. You can sort of see here, bluesticky.co.uk. And they're made from fabric industry offcuts. So it's like waste, basically. It's repurposing waste. They're beautiful quality. She hand paints them and then she types. You can have it customized to have whatever you want typed on the front. So I have Florida 2020 typed on the front because we were supposed to be going to Florida. And then I changed it to Corona 2020 because obviously our plans got cancelled. So I had this in here all set up ready for our trip because we'd started packing and everything. And what I basically started doing was just writing down what was happening with COVID and what we were doing, because obviously we went into a national lockdown. I was sticking in pictures and just making a note of the different things that happened to us. And then when I finished this one, which I did become a little bit more sporadic once lockdown was ended. So I finished this on June 23rd. And then I moved into this A6 Stalogy, which then became my journal from the 24th of June. And this is sort of just my long form journal. I just write in here, what I've been up to, what my thoughts are for the day. And it is quite personal, so I'm not going to show you any of it, but I really like the Stalogy paper. I often write in here with fountain pen because I love fountain pens. And yeah, I've been really enjoying this journal. I'm obviously not going to finish this year because there's quite a lot left of the book. But I'm going to try and write in as much of it as I possibly can. And then this will then become like my 2020 journal situation. So in here, I just also have, I have this little felt folder that I made. This was one of the things that I did during lockdown as a little activity. I embroidered this little felt folder and I stuck these two patches that I got on it. And I just keep little knickknacks in here. Oh, there's a scratch card in there. I wonder if that's a winner. And then I've got my little commonplace book, which is where I write quotes and things that I noticed that I want to remember. And then I've also just got my ink swatch book in here, and it's also where I do my currently inked pen lists. And yeah, this has just been like my little journal, but obviously going forward, I'm hoping that we will actually be able to travel again at some point. So I do want to turn this journal back into my travel journal. So I've got a different plan for 2021, which I will share in another video. But yeah, so that is how I'm currently planning. So I'm not doing the big weekly sticker thing that I've done in previous years. I stopped using She Who Shall Not Be Named, the planner manufacturer that revealed herself to be out of line and completely racist. But so I'm not using that kind of planner anymore. So I had one, and I actually sold it before all of that came out, and I just wasn't feeling it this year. I used one all last year, but this year I just wasn't feeling the having to get kits all the time. I'm not that much of a kit planner. I prefer to just use character stickers and icon stickers. So this worked really well for this year, and yeah, next year I'm just kind of bumping it up a notch really, to just give myself a little bit more space and to allow this planner to become my travel journal again. Yeah, so that is my current planner lineup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe if you did. I'm hoping to really start making a few more videos for YouTube, because I sort of fell off the planner YouTube bandwagon a while ago, but I love watching YouTube videos about planners, especially flip throughs and things. Before I buy a planner, I often watch lots of different videos about it, so I'd love to be able to contribute back to the platform. But yeah, so that is my current 2020 planner lineup. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.